Hello, my name is Susie Howell. I'm Director of Ibiza Retreats. It's my pleasure to share with you this morning a energizing morning soft flow yoga, so please join me on the mat. Let's start this morning in child's pose with your knees nice and wide, just stretching your arms forward and letting your palms melt into the mat. Beginning to draw your breath to the back of your body, opening up your lungs and the back of your rib cage, and deepening your breath, exhaling right to the end of your breath and inhaling right to the top of your breath. On the next available inhale, rolling to all fours, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and as you inhale, lifting your heart, lifting your tailbone, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. As you exhale, rising and separating your shoulders as you gaze towards your navel. And keep flowing with your breath, softening your elbows as you bring your heart and your tailbone up. Exhale, arching your spine, sending the back of your heart out through your shoulder blades, allowing your head to hang here, softening your elbows and flowing back into your cow pose. So continue 2 more rounds of cat-cow, arching your spine, gazing toward your navel. Inhale, lifting your heart, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Tucking your toes, and as you exhale, very softly lifting your knees away from the mat, spreading your fingers into the mat and pressing your hips up toward the sky, walking out very slowly. 1 leg, 1 breath. Bending each knee in turn, shaking your head for no, nodding your head for yes. On the next exhalation, bend both your knees, roll your shoulders away from one another, press between the forefinger and your thumb, and push your sitting bones up toward the sky. The next available exhalation, let the legs begin to open, keeping the height in your hips. We take this twice more. Exhale, bend your knees, shift your hips up toward the sky, finding space in your spine. The next exhale, let the knees and the legs begin to come towards straight. 1 more time. Exhale, bend your knees, push into the base of your fingers to relieve your wrists. Exhale, begin to straighten the back of the legs, and then coming down, resting here. Bring your knees even wider and sinking back toward your child's pose. Bring your hands to fists, rolling some circles with your wrists. On the next inhale, rising back to sit back on the heels and bring the fingertips behind you. Press into your chest, and either staying here, bring your shoulder blades together, or if you wish, you can bring your thighs away from the mat, gazing just ahead of you. Keep your neck nice and soft, maybe slightly up toward the sky. Opening the chest, and as you exhale, sinking back down toward the heels. Sweep your hands forward. And tucking your toes, sit back onto the heels. Lengthen your rib cage away from your pelvis. Bring your hands to the base of your spine. Interlace your fingers and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lifting your heart, lifting your chin. Just rising up, your gaze toward the sky. Exhale, big breath. Exhale, down, chin towards chest. Twice more. Inhale, roll the chin up, gaze toward the sky. Exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. Last time, inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades, chin up toward the sky. Exhale, chin comes down, and breathing all the way up, bring your palms together over your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's take this twice more. Inhale. Lift and rise up through your arms. Exhale, bring your hands down your center line towards your heart. Just begin to find that awareness of your core, zipping up your pubic bone towards your belly button. Good. And exhale towards your heart. The next repetition, bring both arms up, and as you exhale, turn all the way, keeping your hips facing forward, opening your waist towards your right hand side, keeping your arms at shoulder height and gazing out, just softening your gaze ahead of you. Breathe your arms back to center. Exhale, turning the other way towards your left, reaching out through the tips of your fingers, keeping your hips facing toward the front of your mat. And as you inhale, rising up towards the hands once again. Exhale. So, untuck the toes, just tap them out. And then rolling over the toes, finding your way with movement or not into an Asian squat. So make your feet as wide as they need to be. You can take your time here to let the hips begin to warm up as you move. Maybe bring your hand to each inside thigh to gently open up the inner thighs, the groins, the lower back, the hip flexors. And then finding a place of stillness in this pose. So bring your hands towards your chest, palms together, lifting up your heart, releasing the sacrum, release your hips, release your pelvis, and lifting up and finding that strength in your spine. Just taking 3 breaths here. Using your elbows to encourage and invite that opening through the inner thighs. Using your elbows to invite that opening through the inner thighs. Lifting your heart. Nice deep long breaths. The next available exhale, bring your hands down. Let your feet come towards parallel. Bend into your knees and allow your spine to hang from the legs. So softening your knees and allow your spine to decompress as you let your head hang. You can walk out the legs if the hamstrings need some extra love here. Pressing into all 4 corners of your feet and releasing the elbows, release the neck, release the face. But draw your belly button up towards your spine. The next exhale, bending your knees, rolling up by pressing down through your feet, vertebra by vertebra, all the way to come to standing. Roll your shoulders back and down, and as you inhale, rise the arms all the way up and bring your hands towards your heart. Let's step towards the front of the mat for our soft sun salutations. Finding your feet parallel, pressing down between all 4 corners, and as you inhale, rising up through the arms, lift ribcage away from pelvis, soften your knees and diving forward, fingers and toes in line. The next available inhale, hands on the shins, rise up halfway, shoulders away from the ears, and as you exhale, take a deep lunge back with your right foot. Establishing your lunge, wiggle your hips, make some circles, and then your back right knee comes down, unhook your toe. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle as you float your arms all the way up. And let's just flow here. Exhale, reaching forward, tickle the fingers down. Inhale, press into your big toe on the back and the front. Exhale, reaching the hands forward. Inhale, rising up. And the next exhale brings the palms all the way down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toe, lifting the back knee away from the mat. Come onto your fingertips, roll the shoulders away from the ears and lift your heart. Exhale, pressing back into your downward dog, and you can either come through a vinyasa here or some cat-cows. I'm going to take the vinyasa version. So rippling through into your plank pose, take a breath here. You can also rest in child if it's too much first thing in the morning. Exhale, knees comes down, chest, chin comes down, and as you inhale, push the tops of your feet away and rising into your cobra. Lift your heart, activate your legs, and exhale, folding all the way down to let your forehead melt towards the mat. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, shift your hips back to your heels and flowing back into your downward facing dog. Walk it out, shake it out. Keep walking out those legs, moving and finding those sweet spots wherever you can. Release that tension. Next exhale, bend your knees and then let the heels melt toward the ground. On the next inhalation, right leg's going to rise up. Look forward towards your hands, come onto your left toes, and as you exhale, bring that right foot through into your lunge. Take a moment to establish the lunge here. Press into the big toes. Exhale, back knee comes down. Unhook the back toe and rising all the way up. Palms meet, and as you exhale, breathing your hands to frame your front foot. Inhale, back knee rises, and as you exhale, bring your left foot to your right, halfway. Maybe hands on the floor this time, or stay on the shins. And as you exhale, fold the upper body down over the stability of your legs, drawing the belly up toward the thighs. And massaging the back of the legs here. Massage the back of the hamstrings. Let the head be free, the neck be free. Exhale, hands onto your hips. And as you inhale, rising, reverse swan dive all the way up to bring your palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. On the next inhalation, breathing all the way, palms together. Exhale, soften the knees, diving forward, fingers and toes in line. Soften the head, soften the gaze, halfway. As you exhale, step the left leg back into the lunge, right knee over right ankle. Establish your lunge and back knee flows down. Unhook the toes and float your arms up all the way. Let's keep flowing with the breath here. So exhale, reaching forward, flow the arms back. Inhale, rising up. A little bit more of the upper back opening every time you take this. So open the heart a little bit further, open the chest, breathing here. And as you exhale, bring the hands all the way down, framing your front foot. Inhale, back knee rises, looking forward, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, stepping back into your down dog. And again, the choice is yours. Take either your vinyasa, you can take full chaturanga if you wish. Take cat-cows, take a child, or like me, knees, chin, chest, all the way to flow into your cobra. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, activate your legs, and exhale, float the forehead back down to the mat. Inhale, breathing into the diaphragm. Exhale, tuck the toes and send the hips all the way back into your downward dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. So, exhale, bending your knees, shifting the hips up toward the sky. The next exhale drops the heels. Find a stillness in your downward dog. Big, deep inhales, clearing exhales. Long, loving inhales. Deep, surrendering exhales. On the next inhalation, the left leg's going to rise. Look towards your hands. Come onto your right big toes. And as you exhale, breathe. Help it if you need to, that left foot through. Back knee comes down. Float the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, breathing down, framing the front foot. Inhale, back knee rises. Exhale, right foot to left, halfway. And exhale once again, Uttanasana, yogic forward fold, holding on to the back of the legs, soften. So find this idea of stiram sukham here, the stability of the legs, the grounding through the feet versus the fluidity, the tensionless of the spine. And the next exhale, bring your hands to your hips, soften your knees and reverse that swan dive all the way up, a little bit back. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take a moment here just to breathe and ground. Notice if your heart rate has increased, if your breath is faster. So bring the weight into your left foot, really ground down, and use your core to bring your right knee towards your chest. Hug it in. On the next exhalation, bend into your left leg and step your right foot back, ready for Trikonasana, triangle pose. So your back foot's slightly in, your front toes facing forward. And if you lift your arms and straighten your front leg, draw that left hip up into the socket. Exhale, reach forward with your left fingers to bring your left hand down to your shin. Right arm comes up perpendicular, and find that space in the underside of the body on the left hand side. Make sure the neck is not holding tension. Look down if that's easier, or up. Press into the big toe on the left foot. Keep pushing and increasing that crease of that left hip to draw and find space in that hip socket. And on the next inhale, rising up with the right arm, soften the right leg and bring the left knee into a bend for warrior two. You might want to lengthen your feet a bit, make the width a bit more here. Reaching out through the tips of the fingers. Make sure you're not holding tension through the shoulders. Rise up through the arms and hold onto the elbows here. We're going to lean backwards, so leaning towards your back heel, opening out the left-hand side of your body and using each exhale to sink a bit further into the pose. Hug your two hips together, bring your feet towards each other on the mat, so keep that stability through the legs. And as you inhale, coming back to warrior two, come a bit deeper. Good. The next exhale, pivot on the back foot, and we're going to hop, hop, step. So bring the weight to your left foot, and the right leg comes all the way up into the sky. You can hold on to the left leg if you want a challenge here with both hands or one. And as you exhale, breathing that right leg down. Find that halfway point. Exhale, forward fold. And as you inhale, soften the knees, rising all the way up to standing reverse swan dive, hands to your heart. Let's take it all the way to the other side. Transfer the weight to your right foot. Breathe your left knee towards your center. Hug it in if you wish. And bending softly into that right leg, stepping that left leg all the way back, ready for Trikonasana. Straighten your leg, draw the right femur up into the socket. Reach the right arm forward and find that length in the spine, in the underside of your body, as you then breathe the right hand down, left arm up, reaching up toward the sky. Keep lengthening, pressing into the right big toes, opening out the rib cage, spinning the heart around towards the sun. Exhale, looking down toward that right foot. Inhale all the way up. Bring the hands to hold onto the elbows. Bending into your right foot, widen your stance if you wish. Leaning back, open the rib cage. Lean towards your back heel. Take 2 more breaths, sinking more deeply into your right knee with every exhalation. And as you inhale, come back to center, reaching out through the tips of the fingers. And as you exhale, pivot on the back foot. We're going to step, 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 bring the weight into the right leg, standing split, hold onto the foot if you'd like a challenge. Let the head go. And as you exhale, breathe the right foot down with the left, holding onto the elbows, just hanging here like a rag doll. Big exhale, left foot and right foot in line, parallel, let the head go. And very slowly we're going to roll all the way up once again through the spine, like we're restacking and realigning our vertebra for the first time this morning, rising all the way up, palms together. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So bring the right knee towards your chest. We're going to step back with the right leg and step the hands back and the left leg back to downward facing dog. Walk it out. And on the next exhale, bring your knees down, widen your knees, sink back down towards your heels. Reaching your hands forward, sinking your hips to your heels, just rolling from side to side, closing your eyes. Ending where we began this morning. Let's bring the knees closer together to finish and the arms in line with the shins into rock pose. Reconnecting to your breath. Let's take 3 long deep breaths together. And on the next inhale, rolling all the way up. We're going to take a short Shavasana now. So finding your way into your Shavasana pose. Shuffle your shoulder blades together, the two parts of your pelvic bone together, and relax your body into the mat. Staying here for a minute or so. Just softening your breath, surrendering your body into the mat. Softening your breath. Focusing on just the inhale, just the exhale, nothing more. And then slowly beginning to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers, taking any final movements that your body needs this morning. Point your toes, flex your toes. We're going to roll onto your right hand side and guide yourself back up to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed this short practice. Namaste.